What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a really long time since I've recorded anything, or a lot has actually happened, so let's just jump right into it. I moved, and I think financially it was one of the best decisions I've made so far as of 2025. First and foremost, we got the notice that the rent was going up about like 2 months ago from our landlord. And the thing about it is that the reason why it actually went up was simply because new owners purchased the building that we were living at. Now, at the building that we were living up, we were all the way in the 3rd floor. And as you guys know, I live with my parents, so they're up in their 60s and 70s. So just the 3rd floor alone was a lot of, pressure on their knees, their legs, and just in general, their overall well-being. So, with that being said, we were paying a total of $1,450 for a 2-bedroom apartment in New Jersey. And although that was a really low amount, the apartment itself, there was basically no privacy, and it was literally like an eye. So we had the living room, my bedroom, and my parents' bedroom. So in order for my parents to get to the living room, they would always have to cross through my bedroom in order to get there, or the kitchen or the bathroom. So it was very not good in those terms. So I think that's why they would leave it at $1,450. So with that being said, we made the best of it, and on top of the $1,450, we also, myself and my mother, had to pay $50 for parking for the month. So in total, we were getting charged for our parking, that's Tommy, and our, housing expenses, or our housing, a total of $1,550. Okay? That's Tommy scratching on his post. Okay. So you might be wondering, well, how was this divided? Was it divided equally? The rent? Yes, it was. So each one of us, myself, my mother, my father, we were each paying $483. Okay? And then plus the $50, and myself and my mother, we were paying $533. So that was the old rent that we were paying. The new rent that was going to be paid beginning, I think, September, was going to be $2,300 for the same apartment. No major changes, nothing getting fixed, literally everything just the same. It was going up for $862, which honestly was a lot, right? Going from $1,450 in rent to $2,300 was a lot. Now, mind you, this place was on the 3rd floor. There was no elevator. Literally, we didn't even have AC. The heat was there, but barely there. So the apartment itself was not all that at all, right? But we kind of put up with these, circumstances or situations due to the fact that it was very, very low. Okay. So with the new price of the $2,300 per month that they wanted, $767 was going to be coming out of each of our pockets. Add on to that the $55 now that they wanted to charge for parking for myself and also for my mom's parking space. My mom and I would have been paying $822 per month for that. my father would have just stayed at paying $767. So, I'm not gonna lie, for those close to 2 months, there was a lot going in my mind, in my head, mentally, emotionally. I was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Because also at this time, my father is retired. My mother, her company closed. So basically, in my mind, and also me and them looking for other places, they needed proof of income. And obviously, they want pay stubs and they want the whole shebang just to know whether or not you will be able to afford this new rent should you apply to a new place, right? So I was a little bit down on myself, because I was just like, oh my God, what the heck are we gonna do? Like, if we stay, we're gonna be paying so much money. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have been able to pay, because I'm working, I'm actively working, and I make money. Not like that type of money, but normal wages, right? But I just worried more about my parents. So all in all, I was praying. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what the heck are we gonna do? Like, I was all over my head, right? And then on a Thursday, I get home from work, whatever, just a normal day. And my mother ended up going to the laundromat. By our town, the laundromats, they have those papers like saying room for rent, apartment for rent, I'm selling this, I'm selling that, like type of flyers, right? So my mother said that she saw this paper that had just been recently put there, and she went ahead and she called the guy, or called the phone number 3 times. They didn't even answer. So then the phone number calls her back. She picks up and she's like, I am interested in the apartment that's on this piece of paper. And the guy over the phone says, okay, yeah, you can come ahead and see it. And my mom's like, okay, I'm going there, just send me the address. Then my mother proceeds to call me on the phone and tells me, hey, I think I found something. Now mind you, it's literally the end of August 28th. And she tells me, hey, let's go ahead and see this place. So quick. So she comes, we go in her car, and as we're driving over there, I go ahead and I tell her, hey, if I don't like something, I'm just gonna go like that. If I do like something, I'm gonna go like this. If I'm ready to go home, I'm gonna just go like that on my nose or something like that. She's like, okay. So we get there right off the bat. I liked the outside of it, right? And the person that receives us is someone that I actually went to high school with, which I completely, forgot about them. And proceeds to go ahead and show me, the place. We go there. We liked everything. It had central air conditioning. It had heating. The lighting, amazing. Just everything. So we go ahead and we ask, so how much is it per month? And he's like, it's $1,900. All utilities included, except for the internet. So me and my mom, we looked at each other and we're like, holy crap. Okay, we're taking it. Now mind you, 2 bedrooms, each with their own individual entrance, beautiful living room, beautiful bathroom, huge, well, for me it's like a decent sized kitchen, so it literally checked all the boxes. But there was one question one question to ask, whether or not he would be a factor. And I went ahead and is it okay if I have a pet? And he said, yeah. He said, yeah, it's fine. As long as it's not a dog, then it's okay. If it's a cat, it's fine. And I was like, oh God, thank God. Because there had been so many places that we had been looking at to rent that they didn't permit cats or animals of any sort. And even if they did, I would have to pay a monthly fee to have the cat be in my apartment, right? And also a deposit fee of close to $250 just to get him through the door. So that was a hefty, thing that I would have had to deal with should I have taken a new apartment somewhere else where they required that. So now comes the breakdown of the $1,900. So each one of us will be paying for this new apartment $633. My mother, $633 myself, and $633 my father. Now keep in mind that all of the utilities are included, which we used to pay for. And we used to pay for gas, electricity, and yeah, that's it. Now you may be thinking, well, what about the heat? Well, the heat used to be part of the gas. But now here, we don't have to pay for the heat. We don't have to pay for the light. We only have to worry about the internet, which is $30 per month each person. So in total for our housing and also our utilities or internet, it will be now $663 per month that we will be paying, which is so flipping good in comparison to what we could have paid should we have stayed with that new rent. So it's a lot of savings, which I'm super glad for. And I just can't help but think how weird life works out, because I honestly never thought that we would eventually move out of the place that we were living in. It's crazy to think how everything just happened so quick. The next day of us, saying that we would take the apartment, I signed the contract. We gave the security deposit of $4,750 is what we put for the month and a half of security deposit plus the first month's rent. So if you divide that between 3 people, that ends up being each one of us had to take out of our own pocket a total of $1,583. So unfortunately, I actually had to literally wipe out all of the savings that I had for the 4 accounts that I set up in my high yield savings accounts. I wiped it all out. If you guys don't know, I recently became completely debt free from paying my student loans. So I had been starting to build up my emergency fund and all of my other sinking funds. Nugget. Manito de poto. So yes, unfortunately, I wiped out all my savings that I had saved so far for the past month and a half. But it's okay. We're going to go ahead and rebuild it, and we're going to make the best out of it. I know that in the long run, obviously, I'm going to be saving money. But what's crazy, flipping weird, is that close to the day before, I think. Yeah, the day before, I went ahead and I said to myself, even though you're going to be paying much more for the rent, I still want you to go ahead and save for your 401k, because I had stopped it, right? So I went ahead and I decided to jumpstart my 401k contribution to $205 per paycheck. I'm a bi-weekly person that gets paid, meaning that I will be depositing into my 401k $410 plus the company match that my company gives me. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I can totally tone it down, not eat out as much, not go out as much and spend money, and put that money to good use towards my retirement. So I did that literally the day before we found the new apartment at a lower price, which is incredible because I was like, okay, I don't have to worry that much now because it's given me kind of like a little bit of wiggle room to, I was going to be like, I'm not going to be like super like cutthroat anymore, you know? Sure that we were destined and meant to get like lower housing. So I'm happy about that. He's trying to go everywhere he knows he can't. But yeah. So it was kind of like a quick move. If you guys knew, the whole move itself, it was a bit hectic. I ended up driving a U-Haul truck, which I had never done before. I want to sneeze. Hold on. Not gonna lie, my mom is so blessed because before me getting a U-Haul truck to drive, we actually wanted to see how much movers will cost us, and they quoted us $1,200 to move the beds, to move the refrigerator, a bunch of other things, like a total of like 5 or 6 things. And apparently for them to move those things, they needed a total of 4 people, and only those things they were going to move, nothing else. And they wanted to charge us like an arm and a leg, and we were like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be so much flipping money that we literally do not have. We literally just gave a huge deposit down, including the first month's rent. We also had to ask our old place if they would let us have the first week of September so that we have enough time to move our stuff out. And obviously we would have to pay for that week as well. So all of these little things, like, we were trying our hardest to cut costs as much as possible. And when we got quoted that, I was like, you know what? F this. I'm just gonna go walk into Home Depot, rent a truck, and that's gonna be way cheaper than what these guys want to charge us. The cool thing about the town where, I used to live is that people, especially men, are usually like around the streets, and if you go ahead and you offer them money, and tell them, hey, I just want you for like a few hours to come and help me do something, they will do it in a heartbeat. So my mom is so lucky, and I'm telling you that, not also being lucky, but she like puts her pride aside to go ahead and hunt these men down to come and help us. She's the best for doing this, because I am too flippin' shy to ask for help. Like, I would literally carry 20 bags on my own before I ask anybody for help. But my mom, she's like, hey, could you help me bring down my refrigerator? I will pay you, do not worry about that. And some guys were super nice. They're like, no, you don't have to pay us for nothing. Other guys, obviously we had to pay for that. But a total of 3 guys helped us with the entire move, and each one of them was paid for the day. Like, the set that was with my mother was like paid $100 each. The one that was with me, I paid him $120 for, all the moving stuff, which, to be honest, I personally thought it was a good amount of money for the amount of work that they did. They were so grateful. The guy that was with me, he was like, you don't understand how much this money means to me. I've been unemployed for quite some time. And then the other two guys had recently come from their own country. I think it was El Salvador. And they had not had work for the past 2 months. So they were super grateful about the $100 that they were able to make. So all in all, the move itself was a success. My bed was able to get here, our couch, the things that we have for the living room, the cabinets, things for the kitchen, like everything got here in one piece, or multiple pieces that we were able to put together inside. So yeah, I got rid of a lot of clothes. I donated close to like 8 bags of clothes and shoes. My mom as well. My dad, I don't know about him. I don't know what he did on his end. I got rid of a lot of things that I no longer needed or wanted. Threw a bunch of bags in the garbage of things that I just didn't see a purpose of it being in my new place. So yeah, everything that you see here in the back, that's all I got. When I tell you guys my back was killing me, to the point that I had to put muscle rub in my back because every little move that I would make would hurt. And I think it's all because of the going up the 3rd floor, coming down the 3rd floor, I don't know how many calories I burned, but hoping that I probably lost like 10 pounds because, oh my goodness, I was sweating bullets getting rid of things. And you may be saying, well, wow, you guys needed like a full-blown week. Yes, we did. You have to think about the fact that, we were there for close to 20 years. So you accumulate a lot of things, a lot of ish over those few years. So it's a lot that had to get through, a lot that had to get accomplished. Addresses needed to be changed, bills needed to be cut off. I had to have the technician for the internet come here today, which they did, and thankfully I now have internet. Was without internet for close to like a week. I didn't feel it as much because I have internet on my phone, but all the other devices, 0 internet. A lot of things here and there that have to still be done, like changing the address on my, not real ID, my license, my driver's license, changing the address at my job for the pay stub, and just things here and there. I also have to change the address of all my credit cards, that too, but it's good. It's a good change, so I'm happy and it's worth it. At the end of the day, we're going to be saving some money. And a tip for anybody out there that wants to move: save money to move because it can get really expensive. I did do kind of like a tally sheet of all the money that was spent on the move, the deposit, just everything. It's insane, crazy, and mind you, it's only like 3 people. You imagine it's more than that, or more people, it will probably be more money. So today was the actual day that I finally had peace after work, so that's why I'm able to go ahead and record this video. These past few days, week and a half, I haven't had time at all to sit down and record at all. And I also didn't feel like recording either, just because I like to keep my life stress-free as much as possible and not be like on a set schedule to record, to edit. That takes a lot of time. But I have been keeping up with my finances, and I've been using my simple budget Google Sheet, which you guys can find available down below. It's helped me literally stay sane. through all of this. And obviously my physical planner and my stickers from my shop. So that's what I've been using to just help myself stay kumbaya. I also recently purchased a new planner for 2026. I am a physical person. I need to feel my planner, see it in front of me, and I stumble across this beauty. I'm going to show you right now real quick before I let you go. It's super cute. I bought it over at Ross. I like to think. I just love it so flippin' much. It's not made by me, but it will have my touch. Because I'm gonna definitely insert some pages in here. Super cute. I know, I like the sun, the star, the lovers, the moon. This is how it looks inside. It's super flippin' cute. My stickers definitely come in here. This was $8.99, which is super cheap. What I liked most about it is that it has the little stretchy band, so I can like wrap it around. And I also looked for it to have cute designs, and it also has a folder pocket in it, which I like, so I can put my stickers from the Suns N Roses shop. So it was super cheap, and yeah, it's for 2026 and 2025. I'm going to show you guys the one that I'm currently using for 2025. One second, I'm going to grab it from my work bag because I always bring it with me. Here is the shameless plug. My sticker sheet from the Suns N Roses shop. Super freaking cute. And this is the planner that I'm currently using. I bought this over a year ago over at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I think it was like 10 bucks. And this is a cute little embroider thing that I got over at Joann's before it closed. It just keeps my pens, and this is removable, so I can take it out, put it in. But yeah, let me show you how I've been using my stickers, because, you know, for August was crazy after everything I told you guys. So this is how my planner looked like. Yeah. Lots of things going on. Had a barbecue going on for my job. I ate out quite a bit, but believe me, moving opened my eyes to the fact that I need to stop going to the Goodwill. I have thrown out so much that it hurts my soul of buying to eventually like throw it out in the foreseeable future. So I'm like, no, you are not going, and if you go, you're not going to buy anything, because I want to finish off this year not consuming as much or buying unneeded things, you know? So that's how I want to leave it off. I do have September to go, October, November, and December. There's like 4 months. I'm really going to try and lock it down so that I do not spend money unnecessarily. So yeah, pray for me. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. So after everything that I told you guys, my new goal right now is to restart or jumpstart my emergency fund again, so that I can fulfill it to a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. So that's my goal right now. To any money that I have, either incoming, just goes towards that. So hopefully I'm able to fulfill that within maybe like a month, 2 months. I do know that I need a little bit of money for, you know, the holidays that will come up eventually. Hopefully that doesn't make such a dent in my finances. I do like to keep it very, very low budget for holiday gifts and stuff like that, just because I feel that everybody already has everything that they need and they just don't need as much, you know? Sometimes you just think like, oh my god, this is the perfect gift for so and so, and it's like they already either have it or, you know, it's not that big of a deal anymore. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Those are my thoughts. If you like this video, thumbs up, helps out my channel and helps people watch this video. If you learned anything, I'm glad I am teaching you. But yeah, it was an unexpected move, but I'm glad it happened. So yeah, that's it. All right, I love you. Have a good one. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the Stems and Roses shop down below. Get your stickers. All right, peace. It is literally 11:11. Let me make a wish. Okay, I made it. And if you made it this far, you may get a little bit of that wish too. Okay. But yeah, I'm actually glad that I can hop in my bed and knock out. Thank God for the filter. Thank God that I don't have not 1 ounce of makeup on. Therefore, this is why. But I don't care. I'm ready to knock out. Have a good life. Have a good night. Have a good day tomorrow. God bless.